Many years ago, I was in a children's theater production that was on tour throughout north central Idaho. It's called the Sillies, and it was what we would now somewhat reflexively call interactive. We wanted the students to participate, to yell out ideas and suggestions. It was to a certain degree an improvised work. We had a safety backup script to fall back on always, but we would always try to bring in whatever they thought of. But invariably we'd be out there, and about 2 minutes before we wanted them to start being rowdy and participatory, school official, usually the principal, would come out and quiet them down and instill upon them the necessity to sit and watch us in complete silence. We then, of course, had to immediately contradict him and get them razzed back up again and into the play. But that atmosphere that's, we think, of optimal for the classroom, for many kinds of presentation, for religious services, the respectful, quiet, receptive audience. It hasn't always been the norm. The time is not that long ago. In fact, you can see it sometimes, especially in school plays, performed as plays within a movie in movies from the 1930s or even other venues, that catcalls, boos, interaction was fairly common. And the idea of what a school play was back then was very different too, I think. It was a little drama the kids put on. And there are certainly still today a lot of play companies and a lot of playwrights out there who specialize in the quote-unquote youth market, who write sometimes some very good stuff, sometimes some very bad stuff that's kind of topical. Sometimes even they're just taken right from TV shows. I remember one from the 70s called Hip Hippie Hooray. Just some of it's just really awful stuff. And I think it's not unfair to say that drama programs, theater programs at the high school level are less accepted as necessary or an everyday part of the school experience. And maybe that's an advantage they had back in those days when the expectations in terms of audience and actor were different, but at least they were expected to do that. And it was, not thought of that you would not have a school play at some time in the year. So I think we have a certain need to balance what we study in drama, what we perform in theater. We certainly want to be appropriate to what we present to parents and our fellow faculty, our administrators, and to the other kids. But we don't want to leave our kids unchallenged, as you'll read at the online site. And there's the benefits of what theater does, what studying drama does. And I say drama when I mean studying the plays, studying the craft in class, and theater when we mean actually doing it, in case you're not familiar with that distinction. And so we want to be genuine. We want to give them good experiences. When Treasury agents, Secret Service agents learn about counterfeiting, they don't study counterfeit bills. They study real bills, and real bills then inform them through that familiarity. And when they see something phony, it lights up. And I think that relates to how we want to expose children to dramatic literature and theater performance. We want to give them the reality. If we want them to be able to go out and be appreciators, if not performers, of drama and theater, we want them to know and see good things. So it's important to choose good material as well as appropriate material. You're going to have to do a lot of reviewing of plays to get going. I think if you read Chapter 4 of Heathcote, as it says also here in this piece, you'll get some good ideas about that entire drama process. If it's not familiar to you, it's a really good resource for getting going with that. And then the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is think about the affective, cognitive, and psychomotor domains in terms of theater and its potential for blossoming students that way. So please take a look at the material, please respond to the discussion, and please ask me questions if you have any.